Breaking news, you're looking at downtown Los Angeles. This is a wide shot here as we are looking for a pursuit by the LAPD. Suspect wanted for assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer. What kind of weapon? We're not sure, and we're told the person is on a motorcycle. So sometimes you think of a car being a possible weapon, perhaps a motorcycle itself, or something else like a gun or a knife. We don't know yet. We are trying to follow this pursuit. As you might imagine, with a motorcycle, this person could ditch out anywhere, go into a garage or maybe on the freeway. We're taking a look here at the freeway. There you see a string of police cars there jumping on the freeway there to the right. I just saw that there. Not sure. Is that our guy? Is that our guy? Okay. So this is going to be a difficult one with somebody being on a motorcycle and police in their police cars in rush hour traffic. You can see that motorcyclist is able to weave in and out of traffic there, driving in the center lanes there in between cars and really get away, except for the helicopter overhead. Skyfox right here following this one. Hard to gauge the speeds right now, given you see the traffic there coming to a slow at certain points. Not sure if the driver is going at a crazy amount of speed. Doesn't look like it to me. Perhaps that motorcyclist is trying to gauge the traffic there as some cars are stopping, as there are off ramps there. And again, this is rush hour and no police car right on his tail, because hard to do that with all of that traffic there. There's kind of an open pocket, but I'm guessing police might be too far behind unless they jump in and get around some of these vehicles. We don't have a wide shot for you just yet. At this point in time, if we get that, you will see the status of police cars. Okay, why is that driver there going to the right? Not sure if there's some kind of exit. Yeah, I'm guessing that driver might be looking to exit the freeway or go to a different freeway. Downtown, the Ritz-Carlton right there. So if you know the downtown LA area, you know the Ritz-Carlton. It's by the JW Marriott. It's by the Convention Center, that area. LA Live is right there. So that's the area of the freeway. And I'm going to guess, are we going 110 south here? Again, that driver then could get on the 10 freeway as well. 110 south? Yeah. Okay. So again, making a lot of progress there on a motorcycle, given it is just after 5 o'clock here on a Thursday night, where you have a lot of people there traveling on the freeway. And then as I say that, you see an open pocket there. It's wide open right there. Again, that LAPD helicopter can track this motorcycle, no problem from the air. Clear skies, a lot of visuals right there. You can imagine being in that helicopter. Okay, is this driver going to get on the 10 freeway westbound? Not exiting there on the surface street there, but there is a chance to change freeways right and about in this area here, so we'll keep a watch on that. Again, I mentioned all of the traffic, and then you see a pretty wide open spot there. Obviously, LAPD officers could jump on any of the ramps here and get into place onto the freeway or CHP. But this was an LAPD want right here. Dangerous when you think of somebody trying to escape on a motorcycle. The speeds there aren't overly crazy for the freeway, about 60 miles per hour, give or take. And I'm trying to see again, is this person going to exit and go onto a different freeway or stay on the 110 south? I take this route a lot, so I'm trying to determine which way this person is going. You're watching Fox 11 News here, and we are beginning with a pursuit on a Thursday night. A man on a motorcycle, and you wonder where this person thinks they're going to go with this bike. It was in the downtown area on surface streets, I believe, and here on the freeway trying to get away from police. I gotta think this person can sense those helicopters overhead, because you have not only the police helicopters, you have the media helicopters. So this driver here headed toward the South LA area from downtown, exiting. All right, here we go. Surface streets right here. This is Adams and Normandy area right there off the 10 freeway. And surface streets might even be busier during rush hour here. Let's see if this driver abides by any of the lights or street signs. And there we go on those surface streets. I know myself in this area, I get tangled up sometimes and can't get back on a freeway easily. So this person might be choosing to go in the traffic on a surface street for a reason. Might be an area they know quite well. Ooh, boy, that is always scares me when you see motorcycles go in the middle of cars like that, which they do, and it is legal, I believe. I have family members who have bikes, and it's something that they do just to keep the traffic going, the flow going for them. But when you're trying to escape police, it feels so much more dangerous. So here we go on Western Avenue and Venice. It's the Harvard Heights area. And from our shot here, we haven't seen police passing a bicyclist, though. Looks like an electric bike there. We haven't seen police in our shot here, but now that you're on surface streets, you might see an LAPD car even on a side street, getting a glimpse of this pursuit from a side street. Not sure if CHP had decided to jump onto this pursuit on the freeway or LAPD staying with this one. Again, this is assault with a deadly weapon want on this pursuit here. Not sure what kind of weapon that is or where this happened exactly. There you go. We think of pursuits that can be very dangerous with high speeds on surface streets. We just saw, ooh, that could have looked a little dangerous. We just saw, yeah, some people on bicycles on the side of the street there. There could be pedestrians in the crosswalk. Obviously, with a bike, you can maneuver around people quickly and easily. I'm wondering, we think of how can police bring a pursuit to an end? Would they even spike strip a motorcycle? We'd have to ask our police specialists about that. I can't even think of a pit maneuver. Oh, pedestrian right there, and traffic. Okay. So this started in Boyle Heights. We're not too far from Boyle Heights. We are in the mid-city area, which is to the west, I would say, give or take, of Boyle Heights. And we are on surface streets here. Not sure if this motorcyclist knows the area well or not, is looking for a place to ditch out, to hide the bike, jump off the bike, park it and go. Here is a wider shot there. You see a police car to the left of your screen. Not sure if they're part of the pursuit. Then they're to the right, one coming at a fairly high rate of speed. Okay, did this person go into a garage? It looks like that's the case here. So you saw police go into that garage. They're very scary. If there's a person, a pedestrian, somebody walking to their car, you don't want to have them carjacked or hurt. I'm guessing this person is thinking of ditching that bike and making a run for it. They can obviously make more ground in that garage quickly, quicker than perhaps a police vehicle. But there you have police there watching that entryway into that parking garage at Oxford Avenue and Olympic Boulevard. We are hearing the business is the Koreatown Galleria, which means there could be a lot of shops. There could be a lot of shoppers walking to their car as well. Again, obviously, we can't tell you what's going on in that garage because we don't have a visual there for you. But that's what happened. You can see police cars in the front, and on the left-hand side, I saw a car also. Perhaps that's guarding another entrance there. Yeah, there you go. Let's bring in our police expert, Dennis Zine. Dennis, we have no eyes and ears right now, so I can only imagine what's going on. You have a motorcycle here who went into a garage during a pursuit. Your thoughts on how police handle this one?
Well, what they will do is bring units into the surrounding perimeter, block the entrance and exits, and identify and hopefully apprehend the individual. Oftentimes they'll abandon the car, take off on foot. But if they're in that parking structure, they'll bring units around as we see them now converging on the scene, and they'll block every entrance. And then they'll do a foot search. Once they have this place secured, they'll do a foot search to find out where the suspect is inside the facility.
We're looking at some movement of some officers. I don't know if they're getting a tip on somebody or they have a lead on somebody, but there they go. You know, we were talking about, what is that? Somebody on a roof? Oh, my goodness. Is that our motorcyclist, or is that just a looky-loo type person? It looks similar to the outfit the person was wearing, but many of us wear dark pants and a dark T-shirt type look. Could be just a looky-loo person, but it's an interesting visual when the helicopters are right overhead. We're not focusing too much on that, so I'm guessing that's just perhaps somebody who wants to see what's going on. Dennis, my question for you is, this is the Koreatown Galleria. That means there are likely shoppers. That's got to be concerning for police.
Well, we want to safeguard the public. Number one concern is to safeguard the public and obviously apprehend the suspect, take them into custody. We have the individual for assault on a police officer, which is a very serious crime. So they want to apprehend this individual as quickly as possible at the same time, safeguard the public that's utilizing that particular facility. It looks like a large garage, multi-story. So what they'll do is a foot search inside. Once they secure the outside, then they'll do a foot search inside to try and apprehend, unless the individual escapes. But once they surround the building and get all the entrance exits secure, then they'll start a search within the facility and they'll bring in units from adjoining divisions. It looks like they've got units still converging on that particular garage, which is a large facility. And at this time, a lot of people getting out of work and want to get in their car and go home.
Dennis,
so they'll be blocked from doing that.
Let's watch here that video there on your screen here, the big shot where we see where we lose that motorcyclist and he enters that Koreatown Galleria. And we are looking at the scene here where police are looking for the person on that motorcycle who went into that garage. So there you have the person there on the streets here. And then we lose them as they ditch out into the garage there on Oxford and Olympic Boulevard in the Mid-City area. I'm not sure what kind of shops are there. I don't know if there's a clothing store, if that person might try to ditch into a store and change their appearance. Thoughts, Dennis?
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. When you're a suspect and you're trying to evade the police, you'll do anything and everything. It comes up in a moment, second, how did you get out of it? But at the same time, once they secure that, if the facility is totally secured, then they're going to apprehend eventually with the foot search that's going to take place. We do have multi-story, which, again, we need multiple officers to basically secure and then do the search after it's secured. They need to secure it first, and then they'll bring in. But apparently a number of units are responding, converging on that particular location.
Dennis, we're looking at somebody who was detained, and doesn't look like it to me that was the person on the bike at all. That
looks, he definitely has handcuffs on. Mm-hmm. The individual is being escorted, but there's two officers escorting the individual. If that might be the suspect, I don't know what the identity was. I didn't know if he was white, or I thought he was wearing a black jacket or something at the time of the pursuit, from the glimpse that I saw.
It didn't look to me like it was your pursuit suspect, but I could be wrong. Perhaps this person interfered in some way or tried to get in the way of officers. Whatever it was, you saw police walking down the street and running a little bit, saying, kind of pointing like, there he is, there he is. Not sure if that's our person in the pursuit, so we'll keep watching this here. I can tell you, looking at the website for the Koreatown Galleria, from the outside you see a garage. The inside, it is a two-story mall-type appearance with a lot of shops. There's a music store, there's a food gallery, there's a beauty store, there's a market. It's one of those places where once you get inside, there's a lot to see and a lot to do if people will look at the website there for the Koreatown Galleria, which concerns me for shoppers, which makes me worry about people inside or store owners. We don't know how desperate this person is to get away or what they're capable of.
Well, correct. But if it's a traffic violation on a motorcycle, fleeing excessive speed, or whatever the case may be, or fleeing from a crime, all types of possibilities. I don't know what the initial pursuit was called for, but whatever it is, they think that may be the suspect, and if it is, then they'll put out a code 4. If not, they'll continue the search, and he may be wanted for something entirely different. Mm-hmm. But normally, when you're concentrating on a suspect, on a pursuit, you're focused strictly on that, and everything else will be pushed aside. You want to apprehend that individual. And again, we got a number of units, a number of officers are now walking over to this individual. Looks like the handcuffs have been taken off, but they're definitely interrogating the individual to determine. And I think there's a supervisor there now that's standing there with the officers. So they're doing some type of interrogation. But since the handcuffs came off, it doesn't appear to be the suspect if they took the handcuffs off.
Dennis, look like cuffs are going back on this guy, but look at the person on the bike. I'm not sure if it's the same person. Really too hard to tell from this wide of a shot. And we don't know, Dennis. So your thoughts as you see both pictures?
Well, he looks large. He looks like a large individual who's on the bike. It looks clearly, and I ride motorcycles, so I can tell from the size of the individual. He's not a slim individual, so that would fit the case. This individual that they have in custody is wearing a white, looks like a white T-shirt. The individual on the bike looks like he's wearing a black jacket or a dark-colored jacket. So obviously, if it is or if it's not, and then if they can run that plate, if they find the bike and the bike comes back to this individual, then they match that up. So once they apprehend the individual, then they'll sort that particular situation, find out if that's the individual that registered the bike. If it's a bike registered to this individual and he's there, then 99% that's the individual that you're looking for who was fleeing. And I don't even know what crime he was fleeing. It was a traffic violation, but they say assault on a police officer, which is possibly a felony, and the assault was with a weapon, was it physical? Those factors come into play. But the individual, again, on a motorcycle, as we see on the right shot, fleeing, trying to get away. But what prompted that situation where the individual took off on the motorcycle? What was the initial stop about? What was the initial inquiry? The confrontation, was there one with the police?
Dennis, thank you so much. Not sure exactly who this person is that's being taken into custody. If we get more information, we're going to bring it to you. In the meantime, we're going to move on here and bring you some other news.
Alrighty.
Yeah.